Herbie, got a situation. I mean, I know that it's rough. It's not rough for you, right? I mean, these in person have been ridiculous. I mean, to be fair, mate, that's an absolute masterclass. Okay, Herbie, brought you to this spot because the first place I met you was on a really hard pan golf course, east coast of the States. I'd heard a lot about flop shots, and you were playing them off some really bare lies. Now, you were saying to me there's 4 different types here. Run me through them and then give me a demonstration on whichever one you want to play.
Yeah, so I don't know how well the camera's going to pick them up, but to me, these are 4 very different lies on the flop shots as to how you're going to play them. Back here, you've got something that's a little pretty Florida, kind of typical, sort of grain going everywhere. It's a little thatchy. You just don't really know what you're going to get. The ball doesn't quite sit up on it. You're probably going to have to play it and like kind of flub it a little bit and take a bit of a divot, and it's a bit of a guessing game. I don't really like that one, so you can have that one back.
That one's out. I like what you're doing here.
We've got, this one's on a little downslope here. The turf's quite nice, but the downslope changes the dynamic a little bit. All of a sudden now you're probably not going to pop the ball up as much. It's going to shoot out a little bit more, and you know, this is going to take a little bit more touch, and you know, it's a little tricky. You can very easily sort of just go straight under that and leave it in the bunker just here. So that's also a pretty tricky one.
That's a shocker as well. Yeah.
Then you got back here, it's a little lusher. These ones are quite a lot more friendly. You can actually get club under that one. Again, you're probably going to take somewhat of a divot. It's a little different from back here. The grass is a little bit more predictable. So again, that one's probably a slightly easier one, but I guess this is going to be my favorite. This one.
I just want to revisit this one. If one of our viewers, or even me, because I'm now panicking about it, if I had this grainy lie, how would I play that? Are you hitting ball turf? Are you hitting right in there? Are you giving a bit of space? How are you doing it?
Yeah, I mean, myself, like, I'm going to try and take, for me, the contact's everything. If I can predict the contact as to how hard the ball's coming out to the best of my ability, then I can kind of control what I'm landing it on and how it's going to roll. I don't mind if it has no spin on it. I don't mind sort of, you know, how it comes out as long as I can predict it. So for me, like, if I can
might as well play it, mate. Just play it for us.
If I can take maybe a little bit of turf even in there, and I can just predict a little bit more that, like, okay, we're just going to get over the bunker and hopefully, you know, sort of get it chasing down there to the pin.
Square stance, I see.
Yeah, so that's, I mean, I'm a big square stance or even shut stance fan. I like to feel like I turn into it rather than, when you're open, you just seem to slice across the ball quite a lot more and just put more cut spin on the ball rather
whereas you feel it with your chest moving on to it.
Yeah, I want to feel it with my chest, and I want the spin on the golf ball to actually be quite straight.
Yeah.
I don't want it to cut spin too much, especially like if you get a downhill left to righter, you're actually almost worse off because you're just cutting it down the hill.
Adding it to it,
yeah.
And this is a bit of a belter because it's downhill as well, so you've got to play some.
Yeah, so I'm gonna get my weight a little bit further forward than normal and leave that face nice and open.
Okay.
And then just feel like I take a little bit of a divot. Any good?
Is that any good? Flopsman?
Any good, editor?
Flopsman? Okay, the lie you liked. I mean, it might be tricky to get better than that. That came out with a bit of zip on it.
Yeah, it did. It was like, the way I played that, that's kind of the good thing is, like, if you do catch one with a little bit of spin, generally they come out a little harder. So you kind of, you look really good, because that one, I'm probably trying to land that 15 feet short and have it trickle down the hole.
Yeah.
But it comes out really nice, so it goes a little bit further and then it has a spin. Makes me look a lot better than it probably realistically was, but that's, you know, that's all shot choice for me. Whenever I'm around the greens, I'm trying to pick something that, like, maybe if I don't quite catch it right, I'm going to get looked after by, might be a little downslope there that, you know, one that I don't catch well, it runs out on, or it could be into the grain past the hole, and all of a sudden, you know, that'll stop it as well.
So you have been, to be fair, a big fan of the golf ball and of the raw wedges out the gate. The raised micro rib on a shot like this comes in, it grabs, it spins. What makes you so in love with the raw face so quick? How do you get into it so quickly, and you liked it from the start? Also, you play TP5, much softer golf ball. Do you practice around the hole and around the green like this? Is it here where you want the ball to work, and then later you go long shots?
100%. I think around the greens, that's the most important thing. I really struggled. I did play the TP5X, and it was great for the long game, but I guess I struggled a little bit around the greens, and I didn't even realize it at the time. It was just struggling to get enough spin on the ball, and then some new technology comes out. I was able to get the longer game stuff spinning quite a lot less, and all of a sudden the option opened up to be able to go into the TP5, and that was great around the greens. First week I played it was in Dubai, where the greens were really firm that week. All of a sudden I was able to be a little bit more aggressive going into pins because I knew I could stop it around the greens.
What was the result there, mate?
Funnily enough, I won that first week. So not a bad result
way
to show.
to change the ball.
Yeah. So then, yeah, we go to this one here, and this one's a favorite. This one you've got, it's almost scalped that grass a little bit, so it sits up just absolutely perfect for you. So
it's amazing how you can get 4 different grasses just in that little area there, and you're reading that.
Yeah, so all of a sudden now it's like I know that this club's going to get under the ball so easily. It's so much more predictable. I've got a little bit of golf ball left on it from the last shot, but this should come out with a fair bit of spin, which means that this little downhill shot that I've got just becomes that little bit easier. And the TP5 just obviously is going to get that extra little bit of spin on it too. Again, that shut stance, open face.
Oh, nippage. Well, I mean, to be fair, mate, that's an absolute masterclass. That's an absolute masterclass.
So for that last one, I've taken a little bit of a divot there, but I think when you do that really, really well, you almost won't see a divot. You shallow out the club so nicely coming. You want that pass just a fraction out to in, but you shallow it out so nicely that it just looks like you've kind of just gone like that on the turf.
Yeah.
That's about it. You can see there's a shot hit, but it's not a divot. It's not like you need to fix it.
That's why you always get the really funky lies, because if someone gives you one that's half a chance, then you basically, I mean, I can hold them.
Right, let's see it.
No. Traps. Let's do plug lies.
Okay.